Hey, what's going on, BangerTV? I am Connor from Fuzz and Buzz, and I am back with another Overkill review, Banger's weekly metal review show. Today, I am reviewing a mega West Coast supergroup and their third album, titled The Waydown. The song we just heard and video we just saw was called Surf Western, and that is on the brand new Big Scenic Nowhere record. That is out right now on Heavy Psych Sounds. I just had an out-of-body experience. Did you guys? Let's get into this review, shall we? So there's this great thing on their PR press. So I'm gonna read this for you guys, all right? Like you could put some like glasses on me or like sort of like low on my nose. Like many of the best things in life, the root collaboration behind Big Scenic Nowhere between guitarist Gary Arce of Yawning Man and Bob Balch of Manchu started with tacos, specifically Del Taco. Founded in 1964 in the Mojave Desert in California, it remains a SoCal institution. Archie, just back from tour with Yawning Man and celebrating the comforts of home, posted on social media of his triumphant return to his Del Taco. Balch responded with his usual order, a regular red burrito with extra cheese and sour cream. And that is how the band began. You know, something like that is just so funny. So let's get to it, all right? Forming in the fall of 2019, Big Scenic Nowhere is the biggest supergroup with members from Manchu like Bob, Yawning Man, we have Gary Arce and Bill Stinson on drums, and also Tony Reed. Tony Reed is one of the greatest music engineers. He actually worked on a number of Fuzz and Buzz releases. So these guys have 4 releases, 2 EPs, 2 full-length records, and now we're on to our third debut, not a debut. Hold on, I'll do that again, sorry. 4 records. Okay, it should be, these guys have made 2 records, yeah. And now we have 2 more, These guys have made 2 records, 2 EPs, now they're on to the next LP. So, we're in the desert, let's take some peyote and dive in. The first point here is I love supergroups and it builds a great sense of community here. Like think about these guys, you know, you got Yawning Man, Manchu, Mos Generator, all these guys have known each other for years, like 20, 30 years these guys have known each other. They've probably played multiple shows together, but now they have formed together with their love of tacos and now working on this crazy Big Scenic Nowhere record. Just listen to Bleed On. How gnarly is that? But something else that really forms a sense of community here is involving these other musicians. So they've also had Revis Gabriels from The Cure and David Bowie on guitar, and also Per Wiberg from Opeth is on this record. And something that's even crazier is Elliot Lewis from Hall & Oates is playing keys on this record. And my favorite cover of this year so far is Sarah Smile. Like, listen to this. Sarah, smile. Won't you smile a while for me, Sarah? Sarah, smile. Won't you smile a while for me, Sarah? Won't you just smile a while for me, Sarah? Like this song was unbelievable. And like I said, what a community, you know? These guys are just working together, making some of the greatest music of all time, and I am so hyped that finally we get a record from these 4 fantastic musicians. the consistency between album covers, I think, is so important here. Let's pull up all of their releases here. You got the 2 EPs over here, you got the 2 full-length records here, and then you got the new one. Everything is super, super consistent here. After listening to the whole discography, I find that the music, it's not as consistent. You know, there's a bit more hard rock stuff. There is a bit of a punk vibe on their first record, their first full-length record, I should say. But this one here, The Way Down, is definitely my all-time favorite. Like, listen to the title track, The Way Down.
Lose your heart now, son. Take your life back and turn to run. It's a mystery what you want from me and what you've come to be.
The cover, I find, matches perfectly to the music on this record. And I think it might match the music better than all of the other releases. But again, the covers, it just flows perfectly. And I think that's what makes a really great record and a great band, is by their album art. You know, you guys got these legends here, and they could have easily just, you know, like the Beatles' White Album, they could have just wrote Big Scenic Nowhere and that's it. No, they didn't. They really took some time and they really made the album cover draw to you. And I find this new album, The Way Down, this album cover is fantastic, and it's definitely one of my favorites of this so far this year. Like I said, member of Yawning Man, Manchu, Mos Generator, and don't get me wrong, Tony Reed sings on this record. The whole record he's singing on it, and Tony Reed's voice is amazing. But you guys could easily make an instrumental record. Like easily. I know Yawning Man is so used to doing that instrumental stuff, but with these 4 guys, like the musician or the instruments speak for themselves. They really don't need lyrics on this music. Like, check out Summer Teeth. Imagine that the whole time with no singing. That would be unbelievable. And I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for an instrumental record from Big Scenic Nowhere. I think we need it. I think now, you know, with 3 full lengths and 2 EPs, it's time. It's time for another direction. And maybe you guys make that instrumental record. I think this would totally floor everyone. And on Summer Teeth, it's Per Weiberg. He plays synth on that. Like, how sick is that? And also, the bass line on that is just so damn catchy. And we will get to shit being catchy soon. Speaking of catchy, holy riffs, man. Is this record riddled in riffs, dude? Like, check out BTO. As soon as I heard this album, every single riff, holy shit, I'm throwing papers here, I'm so excited. BTO is crazy, the riffs on BTO are gnarly, the whole record is completely full of very catchy riffs, amazing hooks, and it's not just the guitars, right? The bass is so fucking catchy, and that's Tony Reed and his thick bass sound. And then you got the drummer, Bill Stinson. He is a phenomenal drummer. And then you have Bob and Gary working together and creating these gnarly riffs. And like I said, it's building a sense of community doing this. And it just makes me so happy that these guys are making so catchy riffs, man. All right, we got the catchy riffs, we got the cool album art, but man, where are those long songs? I know you guys are sitting on an hour and 3-minute long songs. I know for a fact it's out there, and I want to hear it. You guys are more than capable of making longer songs. These guys could easily do it all instrumental, 20-minute long jams. That's what I want to hear from these guys. Like I said, I know Yawning Man is used to those longer songs, but out of their whole discography, their first EP on Blues Funeral, that has the longest song that these guys have made so far. And I know that these guys could just make a double LP, an hour and 3 minutes long, and I would soak it all up. All instrumental, just long jams. That's what I want to hear. Maybe even make it digital. Who cares? I just want to hear it. I want to hear you guys just go crazy and make crazy riffs. That's what I want. I want the riffs. I want long songs. I just want jamming. Because I know you guys are getting lost in these jams, and there's probably 2-hour-long jams you guys are sitting on, and I want to see them. The rating. All right. You want to know what I rate this? But before that, have you guys checked out our Patreon yet? I think you guys should. You know, there's lots of behind the scenes stuff. But all right, back to what we're here for. The verdict. All right, I'm giving this 4.4 peyote trips out of 5, all right? Connor bug-eyed, like in the middle of the desert. Dude, this record is amazing. I thoroughly love this record. It was a very easy listen front to back. Also something that I would show everyone that I work with, everybody, my aunt, my uncle, my long-lost cousins. I would want them to hear this. And also my favorite cover of this year is on this record, Sarah Smile. That song is just unbelievable. I could sing a little bit for you. Nah, I won't actually. You'll see that on Patreon. I think you guys will love this record. It is definitely in my top 10, maybe top 5 so far this year, but we're only in the beginning. Let's see if we get more big Scenic Nowhere this year. I want more. I want instrumental. I want long-ass jams. I want to be bug-eyed in the desert listening to these guys. Bring it on, dudes. Speaking of more, let's go to my favorite part of this. The shoutouts. Shoutouts! It's the shoutouts. All right, first up here, we got the ZZ Top of Buffalo. We got Handsome Jack. These guys are just a big time rock and roll with a whole shit ton of soul. These guys rock. I just threw a show for them in December actually at the Monarch Tavern, a great Toronto institution here. The record is called A Good Thing, and they have a new single out now called It's Understood, and that is a self-release, and it's really awesome. These guys just really bring the soul, they bring the boogie, and like I said, the ZZ Top of Buffalo. What more can you want, man? ZZ Top rip, dude. Put on your cheap sunglasses for this next shout out, all right? So let's say it's not really a new release, but it's resurfacing. Well, not even resurfacing. They found it in like a basement. And this has been sitting in a basement for like 53 years. So this is Power of Zeus, and it will be on Ancient Greece Records. And if you guys don't know anything about Ancient Greece Records, these guys are resurfacing some of the hardest, most underground psychedelic hard rock anyone has ever heard of. You know, these guys have released Iron Claw, they did Lion, they have so many more releases, and it's very limited. You know, doing like 7 inches, only like 500 copies, and they're selling out in 20 minutes, you know. Ancient Greece, they're doing the devil's work, and it is unbelievable, and I'm so excited for these unearthed demos of 53 years with Power of Zeus. That's gonna be my favorite thing this year. And then up next, all the way from Nova Scotia, we have Conductor, and they have a new single called Pazuzu. Up here is the single cover, and also I arranged with their PR team that we are debuting their brand new album cover, so here it is. Yeah, that album cover is pretty wild. That is going to be out 420 weekend on Saturn Eye Records, and that is going to be crazy. These guys call themselves hash rockers. They're boogie hash rockers, man. Like I said, from Nova Scotia, these guys bring the rock and roll. I think they would be a great pairing with Handsome Jack. You know, you got that Handsome Jack record, and then you're gonna go into this Power of Zeus, and then you're just gonna get really hashed out with Conductor. Like I said, new album coming out soon. You guys got to check that out. That wraps up the review. I thank you all for tuning in. Like the boys from Fubar say, just friggin' give her, bud.